Hello. Welcome again. Good afternoon, everyone. This is another episode of What's Issue, What's for Lunch. So, what's cooking today? It's quite cold day this morning. How's your holiday yesterday, the Monica Day? Full assignments or just another day? For me, just another day because entering my 4th month is still the same. I would have to base at home and things rather the same. Some changes. Well, as you all know, Parliament is delayed for another week. It's not on the 6th as planned. Give me a second. Okay. Now, today, what's going to start with? Now, we have some topics that I'm going to highlight to you. And let's see what's here. Well, this is something to do with food. To do with meat. Is the African Swine Fever, which is quite happening in East Malaysia. This is reported Limbang, Kapit and Miri divisions in Sarawak have been declared African Swine Fever disease control areas following the spread of the virus in Sabah and North Kalimantan in Indonesia. It's apparent that area East Malaysia is quite bad. The Sarawak Vegetarian Service Department say public is not allowed to move out live pigs, their meat or products from the control areas. Well, that's how serious it is. It means that those pigs that's rare or slaughter or sells in that particular area, it cannot move beyond the control area. The public is also not allowed to bring in, shop online or use postal services for pork or products without a permit, as well as buying or selling physically or online, or keep it in possession of wild boar. Wow, that's how serious it is. I hope it doesn't happen here in Peninsula. The African Swine Fever is the deadly and contagious disease that has been lowering pork productions, devastating people's income and causing malnutrition. African Swine Fever, who is deadly to pigs but harmless to humans, poses a threat to food stock. Well, lucky it's harmless to humans, but it's a deadly to pigs. It means the pigs will probably die. Just like if we contact COVID-19, if we do not take care, earlier attentions, the patient died too. I think it's also something similar to this African Swine Fever virus that's deadly to pigs, but luckily not that harmless to humans. Right. Malaysia Department of Veterinary Services say the origin of the country's first African Swine Fever occurrence, which was confirmed on February 19, 2021, is unknown. inconclusive, and the outbreak in Sabah is ongoing. And March this year, 3,000 pigs have to be so-called culled after detected African swine fever. So this is quite a serious case, I believe, in East Malaysia. And please have it under control, because the meat is not allowed to pass through the control area, not even by parcel or online purchase. Please, I hope everyone just please stay away from it. Otherwise, you never know. We will just pass through Peninsula Malaysia or everywhere for the matter. And they have their own SOP as well. So according to the new SOP to control the African swine fever, any outlet selling pork that is found to be infected with the virus will be closed for 1 day. Pig farms suspected of being the source of infected pork will be quarantined for 7 days, up to 7 days. So this is the measurements that's imposed by the authority. So just beware. Even though just not be so sure that I'm living in Peninsula, nothing going to happen. This is the wrong attitude. This is what happened last time, a year plus ago, on the COVID-19 coronavirus, and it was called then, happened in China. It might not possible travel to Malaysia, but it did in a big way, And now we have all the new variants as well. Now the next topic, we have mentioned something, the anti-vaxxers. We have mentioned last week or so in Europe, in France, and where people actually spend 500 euros to buy fake medication certificates. It also happens now in Malaysia. The Malaysian Medical Associations, which is also known as MMA, is worried about reported attempts by anti-vaccine individuals attempting to bribe doctors in order to obtain false certificates that they have been fully vaccinated. So this is something I hope is not practiced by doctor. How rich can you get? But doctor, if you do that, probably you can't practice anymore. Your license will be revoked by the authorities if you're caught issuing fake license, right? So do not practice that. Even for matter, if I'm a doctor, if someone approach me, I will report these persons to the authorities who trying to attempt to bribe me, right? So please be careful. The police and anti-graft commissions are urged to set up hotlines where report can be made. Yes, but again, please make sure the phone numbers are. Everyone know. Your media departments make sure that it's publicized in the main media paper, social media, the contacts, the email, whatever it is. Because a lot of time, I experience myself, these numbers, when you call, they give you can't get through them. When you get through them, they will ask you to get who you are. They will ask you to press this number, that number, you press to the right department. And after that, they ask you to leave a voicemail that they will follow up. Whether follow up or not, my experience is no. I did that many times, but there's no one actually follow up with my number. So please make your contacts, the hotline number are accessible to everyone 24 hours a day. Otherwise, report to Act Now. We'll take the challenge, just like those days until today. People who are caught smoking in restaurants and all these things. We have many reports and all these things. So actually, we report to MOH, which is controlled by Minister of Health. Because with the pictures or the video taken by Now mobile app, is on real time. Time date is all there, so that wouldn't run away. It's a good evidence. So if you need our help, also do make your report with us. So the MMA, the Malaysian Medical Associations, take this a serious view of this matter and urge the authorities to investigate these claims. As I say, this go as cheap of 15 ringgit to buy a fake certificates that's on sale on online, and the Consumer Association of Penang, CAP, urged the public not even to consider buying fake certificates. You are putting your life and life of others at risk, right? So please listen. But you know anyone who are anti-vaccinator, please talk to them. Tell them, please, you have to do your part to save all of us. Do not be selfish, because you are not living by yourself in an island. We are in a community, all right? So act on the community interest. Okay, just to tell you, act now, ACT. What is ACT stand for also? It's actually the Assembly of Community Trust. So everyone in the community have to play their part. Okay, now we jump to some of the news I read last evening to this morning. One, this is also something at now always take this into concern about forests, deforestation, environments. You know, it was an article yesterday. The Selangor Menteri Besar Datuk Seri Amiruddin will be giving a detailed explanation, which is today, on his decision to degazette 536.7 hectares of forest land in Kuala Langat North Forest Reserve to party leaders. This is say Datuk Seri Anwar, the PKR leader, say so. Right, he will have to give a full, detailed explanation why he make a decisions on this. Because it's quite interesting. Because according to Datuk Seri Anwar, he has been following the actions of the Selangor state government, which had approved the degazettement of the land in May. But he also notes that the Selangor Legislative Assembly had rejected the proposal. Right, it was rejected. The proposal was rejected, but now the Menteri Besar actually approved it. So the decision was also never communicated to party leaders. So PKR last year had already informed the Menteri Besar to scrap the idea. He has been asked to provide a detailed explanations on the matter in meeting tomorrow, which is today, to all party leaders. So it's a concern, not so-called politicians, it's a concern of the riot of Selangor. There's a huge piece of land here, and it's reported that forest is made up of 8,000 years of old forest. 8,000 years of old forest. Oh my God! And you want to clear it off, and this land will be given to a private company for mixed development. Okay, I just have to name it's reported anyway. The company name is called Gabungan Indah Sedia Berhad. So I hope the decisions, whatever the briefing today, why the Menteri Besar need approve it, to be discussed, to be elaborated further, and most important, have to pass by the assembly. It should not be a single person's decisions. All right. So that's my view. Let's see how it's going. Probably tomorrow we have an answer. We'll see how. All right. Okay, next is another video. Actually watched this morning. I heard about last evening. It's about this elderly senior gentleman that collapsed in the ward. This is and he died. I saw a few videos of it. It claims that that no one attended to him that moment. It was quite after some time after he collapsed. He was asking for help. Poor thing, of course, it was so-called digitalized. His salon also dropped, and this gentleman has external urine pouch still carrying with him. So I saw the video, he was trying to call for help, he tried to get up, but he couldn't get up. And the next video I saw, he actually passed away on the floor. So, and there's also other patient walking towards him. And of course, the persons who took the video. So of course, now the authorities say, hospital authorities say, no, we rush on time. But on my personal judgment, I don't know whether right or wrong. There's a few minutes of videos. First, the person who took the video is not from a CCTV. It's actually probably another patient who took the video. That's why it went viral. Another patient, actually, another senior patient, also walked towards this, the disease to see what happened. But no nurses, don't talk about doctors, no nurses came. But eventually they came. But was it a bit too late? I should say all wards in hospital should be guided, should have a nurse or nurses on so-called in the wards 24 hours a day. So if this gentleman dropped and tried to help himself and call for help, and other patients, it's not an empty ward, that gentleman. The ward is quite full. I mean, you have the person who shoot the whole video, and another gentleman actually walked towards the deceased. I'm sure they will ask for help. They will call for help, but it's a bit too late if you come in there to attend. So it's quite sad. I mean, life has lost, but in that way, I feel bad. I saw a video this morning while having my breakfast. I mean, I felt very bad for the family, and the family actually lodged a report to investigate what actually happened. Is it negligence, or the help came in too late? So my deepest condolences to the family, and I hope such cases, all hospitals, please, it's scared to have this case study. Please tell your operations director in your hospital to be alert, especially those on duty at the time. Watch your patients, because they are warded because they are sick and the movement is restricted. We have to be extra careful with that. All right. So again, our deepest condolences to the family. All right, and I hope such things will never occur again. All right. Okay, what's next? Oh, this is something good news. I mean, we are in Malaysia. I think a lot of people now are aware of how serious the COVID-19 spreads with the new Delta variants. It was reported in the Malaysians Insight. Nearly half of night market traders in Klang Valley opt to delay reopening their store, which is good. Don't get overcrowded. I know we need to survive. But sometimes if that area that you open up have high density of cases, probably delay a bit, because you can check in MyCitra hotspots. If I had to go into the area where my night market will be, to have a check, because it will tell you the radius of 1 km, how many cases has been reported or detected. So we want to rush. Yes, we want to have our place to open. Business to come back to as normal as possible, but we have to be careful. Do some checking. I'm glad also the restaurants and kopitiams in my area, they're open for business. As the government said that those who really vaccinated can actually dine in, but it's still closed for dining in my area. They only allowed to pack foods tapao, which is, I'd say, it's a good practice. It's a residence area anyway. It's like what is the difference to eat in your residence kopitiam or pack food in your house? And that's you could say, yeah, I miss this mega shopping mall. I want to go drive there and probably dine there and come back. But if you're around your own residence, please, I think packed foods will be the best way, right? So, all right. So, kudos to those night market traders who are practicing cautious right? This is something we should do. So, okay, all right. We have Daniel, Nick, Mr. Hall, Fabian. Good afternoon to you all. Good afternoon to you all. Oh no, okay. Now it's almost end of the program right now. We see you tomorrow. We see what's happening from now till tomorrow when I come back to see you at 12 noon. We'll share the news and articles, and please also comment and have your remarks. Right. So good day to every one of you. Stay safe, and I see you tomorrow. Bye.